Yes, good morning, good morning. It is Tuesday, I believe. Welcome to Football Heritage TV, a slightly light-hearted show this morning. Yesterday was obviously a very, get Ange out my club. Today, let's have a look. What can we do? What can we do to get better as a football club? And how do we ever unite as a fan base? The drama of it all. Why can't people just disagree with each other without the drama? Oh, dearie me, I don't understand. I've always said, look, YouTubers, we're just football fans with big mouths who go on, who have a camera. That's all we are. Listen, I'll be honest. I'm very much looking forward to winding down for the next couple of days and then going on holiday. I've already had somebody message me overnight. This is a good one, saying, "Oh yeah, you're going on holiday because you know we're going to win those 4 games." I mean, I love that. Do you know what I love about this? I love this notion that when myself and my wife booked a holiday back in, God, when did we book it? September? September. That I looked at the Spurs fixtures and went, do you know what, love? These 4, let's go then, because I think Spurs will win these 4 games. What are people doing? Absolutely madness. It's absolutely madness, isn't it? Savva, he thinks we're going to. By the way, I do. I think we'll beat Rangers and Southampton. I'm not sure about the Man U and Liverpool game, but we'll talk about that in a minute. But apparently, that's why I've booked my holiday for now. Baffling, absolutely baffling. Honestly, never be a YouTuber, people. Whatever you do or say, someone will have a problem with it. I'll give you another example. Overnight, somebody's turned around and said, "Savva, your expectations are too high. This is a 11th placed squad." And my response to that person was, okay, but when I predicted 6th or 7th, yeah, I finally landed on 7th, but I said 6th, 7th. I was told I was too negative and that we had a top 4 squad. Now I'm negative for not thinking we're going to finish 11th. Honestly, you can't, I genuinely don't know what to do with this fan base anymore. We're all over the place, aren't we? All of us. We're all over the place. And my question to you first thing in the morning, I'm going to get some hellos as well. My question to you this early hour, is it early? It's 10 a.m. I don't know. It might be early for some people. My question to you is there anything that can happen at this football club to unite us? I genuinely mean that. Like, I genuinely feel that even if we got relegated, everyone would stay to their individual opinions. They wouldn't all unite together and go, right, this is terrible. And even if we won a trophy, we'd have to all make it hell for each other on the day of winning a trophy. And I'll let you know what I mean. Picture this, and this could happen. Picture this could happen. Spurs get to the Carabao Cup final. We've got Man United at home, followed by a 2-legged game against probably Arsenal, Liverpool, or Newcastle, but the cup could throw up a shock. And now we're in the cup final. Half this fan base will be goading the other half, saying, you don't deserve the final, you don't deserve to win. The other half will be saying, this doesn't really matter. Wouldn't it be lovely if we get to a cup final for everyone to jump on the same page for the day and say, everyone, put your differences aside. This isn't about Ange, Levy, Lang, the players. This is about Tottenham Hotspur winning a trophy. You know it won't happen. You know it won't. What will happen is Tottenham will get to a final. If we lose the final, it will be terrible. If we win the final, it will be terrible from whichever viewpoint people look at it. I just want to get to a final and bloody win it. Listen, winning a final, does it mean we got the greatest manager or owners in the world? Of course it doesn't. You know what? It's something we've not done for 17 years. The last manager that won a trophy, was he brilliant? Was he a legend? Oh, one day Ramos? No. But you know what? He brought success to the football club, didn't he? Will he be remembered as a great? No. But in the last 25 years or whatever, what is it? Since 99, that's the only one. So in the last 25 years, he's the only manager to win us a trophy. And for that, thank you one day. And that would be exactly my same take if Ange wins a trophy. But I just don't feel that we're going to have the maturity as a fan base to get there. And I've been thinking about this more and more in the last few weeks. I've seen loads of people saying silly things backwards and forwards to each other. And And I just don't get it. We all want to win a trophy, but look, more than that, I don't know what we can do. Put your suggestions in. What needs to happen for the entire fan base? And you know what I mean. We're never going to have, we're never going to have. Let's say there's 20 million Spurs fans across the world. They're never all going to agree. But what do we need to do to get to a point where the majority of fans are going, yeah, this is bloody good as a football club? What needs to happen? What needs to happen? Is it win a league? Is it the other side? Is it get relegated? Is it we buy top players and we all shut up and go, right, well, the manager has been backed, the owner's backed him, up to you. I don't know what it is anymore. I feel like we've come so far away from being a United fan base. And look, listen, by the way, everyone's entitled to their football opinion. Everyone is entitled to their football opinion. Look, I have arguments in my Spurs Review WhatsApp group. Some of us agree on lots. Some of us disagree on lots. Look at me and Ian. Me and Ian don't agree on a lot. We agree on a lot. And that's the way it is. But I just want to feel like we can all get united at some point. Every day it's, will the manager go? Will the owners go? I don't think, by the way, I've said I don't think either are going. Do I want the manager here? No. Do I want the owners here? No. Do I think any of them are going? No. And that's the difference between my opinion as a football fan and my common sense as a football fan. I think there's a huge difference. My opinion of a football fan is I want to see Erling Haaland up front for Tottenham instead of Dominic Solanke, right? My common sense as a football fan says we're Tottenham and it's not going to happen, right? And that's the pick who you want. I could have said Kane. I could have said Lewandowski before people get upset. So I do feel that we're all getting a little bit crazy. I think whenever things start to go bad like they are at the moment at Spurs, I think obviously the kind of battles go against each other even more. I see a lot more hate in chat sections. I see a lot more people goading each other. Look, at the end of the day, every single one of us is entitled to want Spurs to win. Every single one of us is entitled to have an opinion on Tottenham. And I think it's just getting a little bit crazy out there. That's all I'm going to say. And to be fair, I don't want to get involved in all that. I want to talk football. I can't stop it if people want to make videos about me. I can't stop that. But I just wanted to talk football. And God, I've been reflecting on this the last few weeks. I just think it's all a little bit crazy. Certain things happen in your life, right? I think over the years, certain things happen in your life which make you realize, yeah, I love my football, but, I can switch off at times. And that's what I'm learning to do, is I'm learning to come on here, have a rant, do what, and then I'm learning to, I'll switch off. I go and spend time with my wife. I go and watch a film. I go and watch a box set. And some people can't. And do you know what? This is going to be a shameless plug. That's why tonight, 7:30 p.m, I'm going to do the live, or maybe 7:15 actually, going to do the live score show from across Europe. All the Champions League games. Let's have a look. Tonight, loads of Champions League games, loads of Championship games. And I'll be joined by Nick or Barry or Emerson Royale, whichever you want to call him. Ben Kaufman's going to join us. I've asked this guy, but we'll see whether he's awake or not. Big up, Strasbourg Steve. And we can have a little bit more of a light-hearted chill out. Spurs aren't playing. Loads of games are going on. We'll go around the grounds, a little bit of a Gillette soccer special, but without being on Sky or sponsored by Gillette. So yeah, everyone, I think just put your foot on the brakes. There's a lot of games. There's a lot of football. Can Angepostecoglou turn it around? Okay. Now, here's another one of what I was just saying, and I will get to some hellos in a minute. I don't think he will. I want him to. Two very different things. People go, you want him to fail? Nope. I would love to come back from my holiday. By the way, I'm going to see the scores while I'm out there. I would love to come back from my holidays and go, we've beaten Rangers, Southampton, Liverpool, and Man United. And then we go, right, okay, built up a head of steam here. 4 in a row, let's kick on. What will happen is, realistically, is we'll probably win one, lose one, draw one. I don't know, possibly win 2 of them. And for me, the people who don't like Ange and don't like Levy will be saying, see, it's still not consistent. The people who like it will say, well, there you go. We've just gone through to the semi-final. It's amazing. And the debates continue to circle and circle and circle. But here's my plea to everyone out there. Please keep it clean when you're messaging YouTubers. it's not just me, by the way. I mean, I get my fair share of it, but when I speak to YouTubers and they send me the messages that are sent into their chat, I don't mean in the chat room I don't mean in the chat room like this and like this and like this and like this. I don't mean all of this. I mean after the shows where people can message in. Um, some of the messages that are sent to YouTubers are absolutely vile. Like it's so disgusting. And if you think about it, YouTubers just give a free platform for people to come on and talk football. That's all they do, right? That's all they do. They come on and they give people a free platform um, to talk football. And at the end of the day, I just think the nastiness has to stop. The nastiness has to stop. And I'd love to say that it's always kids and trolls, but there's some adults there. There's some real adults who send people. I said somebody messaged a YouTuber this morning and said, "Don't ever let this dinosaur go on to a Spurs channel again." You're thinking that dinosaur supported Spurs for 50 years and has gone home and away for 50 years nearly. And like we've got younger fans calling them a dinosaur. These are fans that have seen success. These are fans that have been there through the real bad times. So can we just try and be just a little bit nicer? Like we can debate, it can get angry, it can get saucy. Look at Danny and I. Big up if Dan's in the chat. Danny and I, we don't agree on loads of stuff. We have a right set to, but we're good friends away from YouTube. Well, I think we are. Dan might tell you if we're not. Do you know what I mean? And I just think it's okay. It's okay to have the football debate without being rude to each other. But listen, I know it's not going to change anything. I'm just trying to throw a little bit of positivity about humans and life out there. Look, football opinions. I know my opinion gets called negative all the time. I've had loads of people over the last, I don't know, 3 months, 6 months, 12 months tell me be more positive about Spurs. And I say the same thing to them over and over again. I will be more positive about Spurs when results on the pitch actually dictate to be positive about Spurs. That's human nature. I don't support failure. But hey, it is what it is. Where are we in the chat? We're going to talk, and we're going to start talking today about Christian Romero. Before we do, I mean, look, tonight we got some good Champions League games, haven't we? Celtic are away at Dynamo Zagreb, Girona v Liverpool, Atalanta versus Real Madrid. What a good game that should be. Brest versus PSV, Club Bruges versus Sporting Lisbon. And if you've never been to Bruges, go. It's a lovely city. Leverkusen v Inter, that's a game, isn't it? The game of the three at the back. Both clubs play three at the back. RB Leipzig versus Aston Villa. RB Leipzig have won their last two, but before that were in no sort of form. Aston Villa, identical, won their last two, before that in no sort of form. Salzburg v PSG, and Shakhtar versus Bayern Munich. So a lot of really, really good games tonight. And we're going to get to the stage tonight, people, where some people won't be able to make the automatic qualification depending on scores, because after tonight and tomorrow, there's going to be 6 games played and teams will only have 2 games left to rescue their Champions League seasons. Guys and girls, I'm going to put out a comment, then I'm going to do some hellos and let the comments about my subject build up. Romero. Christian Romero seems to be in the news for a lot of reasons in the last few days. First of all, coming back when still half injured, then picking up a new injury. Then the news that Romero is out for 6 weeks. I don't know if that is wholly accurate, but that's what we're hearing, that he could be out for 6 further weeks. Then he's come out and he's questioned the owners, so to speak, while sticking up for the manager. So he's very heavily involved. Some people think it shows great leadership. Other people are saying that this is just him trying to maneuver or architect a move away from Spurs in the summer. Some people are saying, well, leadership, well, look on the pitch, he looks dreadful. He's not showing any leadership there. It's easy to talk. I don't know. I'll let you guys talk about it and we'll get some comments in a minute. Let me take a bit of water. 1 second. Good morning to Tony Rodriguez. How you doing, Tony? Hope you're well. Big up to you. Ange and his PR. Yes. Yeah. Ange and his PR. Adam Jones said, big up Savva and chat. Big up to you, Adam, as well. Big up to Vinny Rowley in the house. Bella is here. Good morning or good evening for you, probably. Hennessy, good morning to you as well. PH family. Good morning, Mike Pepper, Dan E. I thought he was in here. Big up to you. Good morning. Good morning. Mr. Sir, let's get rid of that guy. I've got no time for all this. Morning, Mr. AJ. How you doing, bro? Mr. AJ, which one in the picture are you? Are you senior or junior, AJ? Which one are you? Big up to you, sir. Vaga Bruce, the Barcelona fan. Good morning, Savva. I hope you're having a nice morning. Yeah, it's not been too bad, mate. I tried to put the leads on the dogs. I let them look out the front door and they went, nah, not having any of it, the dogs. Good morning to Dan So Full. I hope you're well. Look at it. Oh, absolutely, mate. Bella, you cannot win in this game. You cannot win. If you say something brilliant, you're not allowed to because you don't like the manager. If you say something negative, you're not allowed to. It's madness. Lee, there he is. So please, no more pictures of you in budgie smugglers. My brain has not Lee, I'll have a few pictures. I'll wait till I'm nicely tanned, Lee. I'll wait till I'm nicely tanned and I'll send you some private ones. I know. Going on holiday before Rangers. Do you know what? I mean, the thing that made me laugh about it is I messaged back this guy and I was like, but Spurs are in dreadful form. Surely I'm going away while Spurs are in terrible form. We're not winning loads of games back to back. And then I messaged back and said, actually thinking about it, it's my bloody life. I'll go on holiday when I want. Good morning. So this morning I was called a bedwetter for what is a 5-year rebuild project. It is moving at a pace towards being 10-year project. Yeah, look, I do find it funny. I think a lot of fans have made up this 5-year project narrative. I don't know who has ever said this, but hey, let them run with it. Good morning to you, Anthony Clark. Good morning. Good morning, Andrew. Said, I think we'll draw with Rangers and beat Southampton. Possibly. For me, I think we'll win both. But listen, I've been very wrong the last few months. Good morning, Karate. Good morning to you, brother. I hope you're well. Good morning, Patrick Carter. Absolutely. Winning the Carabao Cup would be a great start. And don't we all deserve it? Whatever your opinion of Spurs is, don't we all deserve a trophy? Yes. Look, I think he's got to win these games. I don't see how he survives if we lose the next two as well. That's just my opinion. I don't think he's going anywhere, but you can't have one win in 7 and then not win the next two. I think you've got to win these two for me. You would like to think so. I mean, I always get told that even if Spurs won a title, you'd be negative, Savva. And I never know where that narrative comes from. Surely me wanting better than Ange and wanting better signings is because I want to win things, right? I don't think those people have the ability to break down their own silly argument in their head. It's crazy, isn't it? After 23 years, you take what you can. Absolutely, Lee. Absolutely. Look, we've been so starved of success. I will take the cup all day long by hook or crook. Long way to go. But listen, as I said, to win the Carabao Cup, we've knocked out City. We'll have to knock out Man United, and we'll have to knock out two of Arsenal, Liverpool, Newcastle. Right? So, look, at the end of the day, we're going to have beaten 4 top 7 teams to win that trophy. So for me, if you win it, brilliant times. All right, brilliant times. But it's a long way to go yet. You've got a double header if you beat Man United. We should beat Man United. I think Man United's going to take a bit of time, isn't it, under their new manager? Carabao Cup, not good enough. But I don't get this internet vegetable. We've not won a trophy for 17 years. So why would why is the Carabao Cup not good enough? We've not won a trophy for 17 years. I think we forget who we are sometimes. Honestly speaking, in every club, there is fans that don't like players, manager, the board. There is always different fans that think differently. Look, I absolutely. Somebody put this right. I think it was Carl from that Spurs podcast. Big up, Carl. He said the other week, didn't he? He said, look, imagine that there was only one opinion about Spurs that we were all allowed. we'd only need one YouTube channel for a start. There'd be no debate shows. There'd be no panel shows on Sky and BT and TalkSport. It's madness. You've got to have opinions. Got to have opinions. Steve said we will beat United and maybe Southampton, but that's it for the month. We'll see. Look, football's a funny thing. If we can win a couple in a row, if it might kick us on. However, the evidence this year doesn't show that. But yeah, look, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, Rinketic. I really like Hjulmand. I really like Hjulmand of Sporting Lisbon. I think he's a very good midfielder. I really do. I won't be able to go through all these comments, by the way. I'm about 15 minutes behind the chat. So big up. Absolutely. The football does need to improve. Good morning to the Sheriff. How you doing? Please do smash the like button. There's 264 of you in here and only 56 likes, which is absolutely dreadful. And by the way, guys and girls, thank you for all your support with the subscribers. That's where we are at the moment. Oh, I'd probably help if I move my hand down. There we go. 14,594. We are 4 subscribers away from 14,600. So we've done about 700 in a month, which is amazing. So thank you very much. Please, please, please smash that subscribe button if you haven't. 6 of you to get to 14.6K would be amazing. I've just blocked. Don't worry. I've just blocked. I did see it. Big up to Thomas. How you doing? Steve is saying Ange isn't turning anything around. Laugh out loud. Hate to break it to you. Listen, I agree, but I'm happy to be wrong. And by the way, this isn't going to be, in 3 or 4 games, he's proved you wrong. For me, this is going to be, we need a few good months here. We need a really good end to December, January and February. We need a really good bit of form. But unfortunately, what we do is we win one game and then everyone goes, see, we're amazing. And look, people did that after Man City and it's not worked out. So for me, I'll say what I always say. Need to see some form, need to see some consistency over a period of time. You just respond to the show. Absolutely. Steve, it's what makes me laugh is, you know what, whenever I'm out and about, and I do see people that recognize me, which is always a bit weird. See people that recognize me, I always go, are you on YouTube? Like, yeah. Hello, mate. Yeah, don't like your opinion, but how you doing? No one ever comes up to you and says, you're a wanker, you're negative, you prick. They always say nice things, even if they disagree with you. But behind a keyboard, everyone's a champion, everyone's brilliant behind a keyboard. Big up, Dan E. Big up, Pipes. How we doing, sir? Said, morning, Savva. Angepostecoglou style of play is unworkable. No team, club or country in the history of football has ever won playing this way. I agree. But listen, could he win the Carabao Cup? Just putting it out there. Could he? I don't know. Sometimes, yeah. No, big up, Barbaric Disdain. Great name. So once you make it personal, we've lost the argument. It's football. These people need to keep it football. Big up to Punit said, hi, Savva. One stream I can watch peacefully. Everyone else is trashing City some way or the other. Punit, everyone's trashing City because they're upset that you've won everything for the last 7 years. Let's be brutally honest, right? Just take it on the chin. City will bounce back. You'll buy well and just take it on the chin. Listen, I always find it funny. I see Spurs fans goading Man City and you think, hang on, this team has been the most successful team over the last decade. Like, why would you, you know what I mean? Like, it's a lot of it is jealousy, mate. A lot of it is jealousy. Strasbourg Steve said, Bayern Leverkusen versus Inter is my pick. 2-2. Interesting. I like Inter. I think Inter are a top team. I really do. Pipes said, I think Romero's comments are pretty seismic, whatever his motivation. He's effectively done a Conte, and it'll be interesting to see if gullible fans turn against him the same way. Look, a lot of people have said that as well. Has he done a Conte? I'm not going to get too involved with my opinion of Romero today. I'm going to let you lot steal the limelight. But I'm also going to let you lot smash the like button. And we've only got 70 likes, which is absolutely atrocious. But on better news, we are only 2 subscribers away from 14,600. Please, 2 of you. That's all you got to do. Smash that subscribe button. I think Romero's trying to play the good guy. Interesting. I think Romero is pushing for a move. You see, this is what I love about football opinions. Everyone's going to interpret what Romero did in a very different way. And that's the beauty of football. Romero's been trying to force a move out almost from the moment he arrived. Well, look, I think we know with a lot of these South American clubs that they come over, they'll use this as a stepping stone. And ultimately, a lot of the South Americans want to end up at Barcelona or Real Madrid. Now, obviously, some aren't good enough. I don't think Romero's good enough for Real Madrid, but hey, who knows? Stranger things have happened. Lee has said calling out the owners equals easy passage out of the club in the summer. Of course it does. Of course it does. Yeah, you're bang on. Look, I think once you now go against Levy, the conversations with the agent are going to be very, very tricky. Are they going to be repairable comments? I think if it was, let's look at both sides of it. If it was to maneuver a way out of Spurs, it will work a treat. If it is to make Levy buy better footballers, he's lost a battle, hasn't he? Look, I don't know. I just found it interesting because everything that's coming into my WhatsApp at the moment is just Romero. And I'm like, is this guy that good that he can start ordering around? Like, this guy has been half our problem for a long time in defense. And he wants to come out and talk about, oh, the manager's great and the owners don't do enough. It's like, well, hang on. You weren't saying this in the summer, Romero. Big up to you, the younger one. Big up, AJ. Big up to you. Big up, Paul. Good morning to you. Yes, I am very well, thank you. I do need to go into the city of London at lunchtime, and I'm looking at the weather and thinking, oh, God, I really don't want to. Good morning, Jamie. He said, good morning, Southern All. Surprising remarks from Romero, giving he's been a letdown for him this season. Do you know what? I mean, there is this way of looking at it. I think Romero, everyone knows my opinion of Romero. And the funny thing was, all last year I got killed for my opinion of Romero. Savva don't know a good player, blah, blah, blah. And I've always said he's okay. He's a good player, but he's nothing special. This year, people are going, yeah, look at him. He looks poor, blah, blah, blah. Look, I think his Tottenham career has done that. His Tottenham career has mirrored Spurs as a club. Very up and down for me. At ease, you concentrate on all that architecture stuff, my man. Big up to Ben Kaufman. He's going to be popping on later tonight. Can't have a show without the mod father. How bad is if people are jousting in Latin? Jousting's a nice word, Ben. That's a word you don't hear enough. Big up, Aaron Lawrence. How we doing? Hope you're well. Big up, Cinema. And yeah, absolutely, Jamie. Yeah, projects. It's a nice word, right? It's a nice word, project. And it seems to be a word that's used no matter what we do. As I've said for ages, if you actually look at what Spurs have done in the summer, over the last years, nothing has changed from the way we've operated under this manager. But some people, I think it's the hope of, well, it's a rebuild, it's a project this time. Nothing's changed. This is what we do. A rebuild is going to buy top footballers. A rebuild is going to buy a lot of first-team players. We've not done that. And Ange said he didn't want to do that, didn't he? Ange said a rebuild isn't buying ready-made players or something. So, look, I don't know. Look, it's never dull at Spurs. Good morning, Chalks. Good morning. Oh, mate, absolutely. Carragher destroyed our tactics brilliantly, didn't he? He did. He said Carragher, again, highlighted our press up top as childish, exposed Ange's tactics. Absolutely. I do feel that there are some fans, though, and each to their own. Some fans don't want to talk about tactics. I get it. That's fine. Other fans do. And I think those that are a bit more tactically astute or those that want to go deep into the tactics of football are looking at this manager and going, the tactics aren't very good. Other people just say, oh, but we're attacking. And for me, I think you've got to find a balance. No one wants -10 behind the ball, but no one wants no defenders behind the ball and being carved open every game. I think we've had something like 140 shots against us in the last 7 games. That should tell you how bad the tactics are. But hey, who am I to say anything? Big up Simon. I said I listen to your shows more than Arsenal shows these days. Big up Simon. Big up to you, my friend. Look, I just try and keep it real. Each to their own. Hang on 1 second. Please bear with me 1 second. I got to go uptown today. Hang on 1 second. Oh, dearie me. Dearie me. Vaga Bruce said, I don't understand where this Romero transfer news is coming from. Maybe I haven't seen it. I don't think he leaves Spurs, especially for Madrid, with them having Rudiger and Militao. Yeah, look, I think he's coming up. Has he got 2 years left on his contract? Look, I've always said I don't mind if Romero goes. I don't think it's a big issue. I don't actually think we look any better with him in the team. I think he's a bit of a prima donna, if I'm going to be brutally honest. Good morning, Kate said, Savva can't see where the next wing is coming from. I don't think we'll beat Southampton. Oh, I do, Kate, I do. I think we'll shithouse ourselves to 2 wins against Rangers and Southampton. I do. Call me crazy. I do. As I said, I'll be in the air while Spurs are playing, so I won't know until I get onto the ground. Ben, absolutely, mate. Absolutely. I get abuse about my wife. I get abuse. I get death threats. It's madness, mate. It's absolutely madness. Rather than just saying, really don't like your football opinion. Some of them do. To be fair, I do get people who message and say, look, I disagree 100%. Here's why. And I think to myself, fair play. Yeah, let's have a chat. Love that. Why can't we sack Ange now? He's not, listen, I think we all know he's not going anywhere anytime soon. I think deep down, we all know that. I think Romero is more suited to an Atletico Madrid. Steve, this is why we need you on the show. But since you've got a girlfriend, you've stopped coming on. You fell in love and you stopped coming on the show, Steve. But I love you anyway. I absolutely agree with this comment. I wholeheartedly agree with this comment. I don't see him as a Real Madrid centre-half. I don't think he's anywhere near good enough to play for Real Madrid. I do think he's an Atletico Madrid defender. That kind of Simeone-ness, if that makes sense. Big up Morton Barley said, injured for 6 weeks with a January window coming up, plus his statement. Maybe that's the last we've seen of Cootie in a Spurs shirt. I doubt it. Morton Barley. I truly think he'll be. Listen, Ange threw both of them straight in for Chelsea when they weren't fit. He left our one fit senior centre-half on the bench in a London derby against an informed team who are second in the table. Let that sink in. The moment Romero's back, Romero's going straight in. You know it. I know it. Everyone knows it, don't we? We all know it. And thank you very much. Very kind people. Very, very... Oh, hang on. I've gone to the wrong screen. Very kind. There we go. 14,600. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. I had this pipe dream of getting to 15,000 by January the 1st. I just think 400 more for the rest of the month is a little bit too much to ask. Daniel Levy, listen, we all know that Daniel Levy's a problem. We all know that. We all know. Jason has said, Ibrox a hard place on a Euro night. And with Ange being ex-Celtic manager, will make it a better atmosphere. Yes. 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 Sorry, I don't know what that message is about. Yeah, listen, it's going to be a tough place to go. I mean, look, I just look at it and think at some point we've got to win a game. We've got to turn this round. And you've got Rangers who are third in the Scottish League and then Southampton who are bottom of the Premier League and surely couldn't have asked for 2 better games. The flip to this, Jason, and I agree with you, but the flip to this has got to be surely Ange will want to be motivated playing against Rangers with his Celtic history, surely. But again, I don't know what 11 he'll put out. Whatever happens, if we don't win, there'll be an excuse. It is what it is. I would sell him this summer. I would sell him. I think we need more people. Exactly. You can rebuild a squad. That's how you do rebuild squads. I think everyone confuses rebuild with the age. Everyone says, oh, kids, a rebuild. Buying young players isn't a rebuild. Every club buys young players. Yeah, somebody did say, didn't I, that I had a new YouTube channel. I don't know what this is. If I have, can someone tell me where it is and how many subscribers it's got? Maybe it's earning some money. Jessica said, I think we will sell him too and bring in Cardosa. Yeah, look, I don't rate him that much. If we're talking about Cardosa at Betis, I don't think he's that great. But hey, it is what it is. Pipes said he is overrated, no doubt. But I still give him props for speaking out against Levy. Yeah, look, Pipes, I agree. You have to ask the question of, does he know he's going? To come out and speak against the owners, does he know he's going? But hey, it is what it is. Oh, look, I got a message from Irish Hotspur, Dave. Whee. Big up to him. I love Irish Dave. The tactics really do expose our players' weaknesses. I've said it before, Ian. These tactics, for me, I don't think it matters if you've got the best players in the world. I think they leave so many gaps all over the pitch. It is just scary. I've never seen anyone manage like this before. I haven't. I find it, I mean, Ozzy Ardiles was wide open. Bielsa was wide open, and look what happened to them. Where are we? If you watch Ange's tactics from Sky View, it's scary. I agree. Chelsea play defence, but attack well. I don't get it. A back three, we'd get more results. I completely agree. I've said this for a long time. Kenneth has said, hey, Savva, have you given your viewers of Who I Am One a simple questionnaire to see who agrees that Ange must go or stay? I mean, we do it a lot. And then the problem is, if I put a poll out now, other YouTubers come and go at me, Savva's talking about Ange out again. Look, we did it the other week, and I think it was like 80% to 20%, and there was like 1,000 people. But it all depends on what channel you go on. So, for example, I was watching Ben and Sim yesterday. Big up to the lads over there at We Are Tottenham TV. And they put a poll out. They had about 700 people watching. And I think that it was 60-40 for him staying. So I think it all depends on what channel you go on to. But yeah, we'll do more polls. The Boomverse, good morning. So Romero saying it how it is with his head in Madrid, just like Gary O'Neill last night said about Wolves. Yeah, look, I think it's interesting, though, that Romero, wasn't saying this stuff in the summer. He was saying that he desperately wants to stay here and he thinks we can win things. Things are going well. And then 15 league games later, it's, well, the owners aren't buying people. I think it's easy to say these things when things get tough. I really do. I think it's easy to say these things. Ben has said, we'll win the next two, get knocked out by United and torn a new one by Liverpool. Still don't think he'll be in charge for Christmas. Ben, I think he will be in charge. I hope you're right, but I do think he will be in charge for Christmas. Let's be fair. Our next 4 or 5 games could be anything. I've kind of given up predicting now. Dreading seeing Gray slotting into centre-back. Well, yeah, I mean, against Rangers, what we're going to have, Dragoshin will definitely play. And then I'm guessing Van der Ven. I mean, would you play him? I'm guessing it'll be Archie Gray at centre-back. I don't know. It's going to be interesting. I'm gutted I won't be able to watch it, actually. Not that gutted, because I would rather go on holiday. But agreed, Nicola. A good manager doesn't field 2 unfit players in the first 11, especially in the same position. Do you know what I mean? He's put two unfit centre-halves in together when you had Radu Dragoshin. If I'm Radu Dragoshin, I'm sitting there and going, what are we doing here? What are we doing? Please do get over and subscribe to Ben. Show the love, people. I always feel we should show some love to fellow Spurs YouTubers. Subscribe to all the Spurs channels, even the ones that hate me. Subscribe to them. Show the love. Everyone's out there grafting, doing their thing. Even the horrible ones are grafting and doing their thing. I'm trying to get to 800 before January. Absolutely. Smash that button. Howling Mad Murdoch said, do you think it's worthwhile keeping Ange in post to the end of the season in the case Spurs end up in the bottom echelons of the table and no cups? Maybe more fans will want Levy out. Look, I don't think it needs to get to that, though. For me, I don't ever want to see Spurs slide down the table just because it will mean a knock-on effect somewhere else. As I've said loads of times before, each to their own. I don't think Levy and that are going no matter what happens. I don't think we'll slide down. I still maintain, and look, have a look at this. Only Spurs in this table. This is where I think we will finish this season. I think we will finish 7th. I have not changed my opinion on that in any way, shape, or form. And notice in my prediction, All the teams. Look how many of the teams in the bottom half are above us from my prediction. Brighton, Fulham, Bournemouth, Forest and Brentford. All above us in the table right now. Crazy times. Absolutely. I agree with you. I completely agree with you. I think if we struggle against Rangers and Southampton, slow down, Savva. I had an English teacher called Miss Monaghan, and she always said to me, slow down, Richard, slow down. And I'd be like, blah, blah, blah. I think if we struggle against Rangers and Southampton and get dumped out the cup by United, I think what is wrong with me today? I think things could unravel very quickly for Ange. Public vote of confidence is never a good sign. Yeah, look, I don't see it. I think we're going to win 2 of the next 3. I do. Maybe I'm wrong. Where are we? Sorry, that's nothing to do with me. Steve has said, hi, Savva. What do you think about the talks Ange's supposed to have with Levy about transfers? Oh, God, this again. Well, I mean, Ange tells us 1 minute he's happy. Now he's not. I mean, I don't know. It could be the beginning of the end. Look, all I know is, Stephen, this club is just going round in circles. Players come, managers come. Players go, managers go, fans fight each other, this, that, the other. But look, we can only comment on what's happening right now. Please do keep subscribing if you haven't already. We're now only 399 away from 15,000. And when I get to 15,000, we'll, of course, do a giveaway of some sort. Absolutely. Get the likes up and sub. Where are we with likes? 113, not even 50%. Really, really poor. Keeper said, young players are a project. Rebuilding is getting rid of deadwood and buying an experience. Not sure we'll attract quality players that the fans want, as we're not an attractive proposition. Yeah, but as Danny says, you chuck some money at it. Hey, it is what it is. Keith Shields said, good morning. Good morning to you as well, my man. Good morning to you. By the way, tomorrow morning, my morning show tomorrow is going to be the last one for 10 days or so. So tomorrow morning show. So on the Spurs channel, on my channel, we've got, obviously this is live tonight, 7:30 or 7:15, myself, Barry, Ben Kaufman. I've asked Steve, I might see who else is about, for a chilled out live score show, all the games across the Championship, the Champions League and Europe. Tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. we'll have this show as always. And then tomorrow evening, I might do a live watch along of one of the Champions League games or another live score show. Agree, Savva. Surely Dragon regrets not signing for Bayern. I mean, I just think how Ange treated him, or I think how he's treated him in the year he's been here, just under a year, is terrible, if I'm honest. I don't, as I said, I don't rate any facet of Ange's management. I really, really don't. Big up to you, Derek. Said big up, Savva. Ange out. ASAP. Liverpool said, so you guys can buy 3 players in January without having to sell. What do you mean by that? Sorry, what do you mean, Liverpool FC? Look, I don't know what you mean. Tell me what you mean. We could talk about it. Minerals in the chat. Big up Minerals. Bella said, I said 12th at the start of the season. Arrow has said, how many world-class players we have in your opinion? By we, are we talking about Tottenham? Are you a Spurs? Sorry, I'm not being rude. Are you a Spurs fan? Let me know and I'll answer the question, or let me know who you support. Kate said 8th or lower. Yeah, look, I'm sticking with 7th. As I said, I always get called negative, but I said 7th. I'll stick with 7th. Last year I said 5th. We finished 5th. But yeah, I'm always called negative. At what point does being accurate? I've been too positive this season, haven't I? Finishing 7th. Long way to go. Long way to go. Thomas has said, Savva, since what match have you been Ange out? Look, I started having my doubts after the first defeat. And it wasn't because we lost. It was the way in which we lost. It was the going down to 9 men and sticking all 8 outfield players on the halfway line. It was pathetic. If we're going to be honest, I looked at that and went, what have we hired here? Who is this guy? Like, who does this? And from then on, I just watched for the next few months and realized this guy tactically is woeful. Then we had a dreadful end to the season. Then we've had a dreadful start to this season. Savva, question: if you hypothetically sell Romero, who you are going with to replace him? My pick would be Tapsoba. Then go for Mbuemo. Listen, I would love Tapsoba. I think there's player. I'd like Guehi, Tapsoba. I'd take Tamori. I'd go and ask Milan and take Tamori. I think there's players everywhere. I would definitely love. I'd take Mbuemo and Vissa from Bournemouth all day. Brentford rather, all day long. I watch Mbuemo. I watch Vissa. Yesterday, I was watching Kudus and Jared Bowen. I would take these players all day long. There are good footballers out there that aren't world class, that aren't going to cost you 100 million. And we just never seem to go for them. Levy has no reason to sell. I agree. Unfortunately, I know other Spurs fans don't want to hear me say that, but what fans think of him doesn't affect him at all because he's making tens of millions off non-football events. And he knows fans will agreed. I agree. Look, we're always everyone's going to have different opinions, but I've always been the same. As I said, my protest is that I don't go and put money in his pocket. I'm fully aware it doesn't help in the grand scheme of things, Simon, because other people will. Sorry. But at least I'm safe in the knowledge knowing that I didn't give him money. All right. Cinema said, too many new young signings on a bench. Seems Ange's 4-year youth project is already over. Look, I mean, when you look at it, for me, there's nothing wrong with having some young players on the bench. There's nothing wrong with having some young players in the 11. But Ange doesn't ever start them. I mean, he doesn't ever give Gray or Bergvall a start in the Premier League. I see other managers give youngsters a go. So, don't know yet. You know, I don't tell anyone my ACCA until it's live. Otherwise, everyone copies it. And then people go, oh, your ACCA's shit. Yes, yesterday's came in. So that was good. It's always nice when an ACCA comes in. If he was referring to Spurs, then Spurs have 0 world-class players. I don't think there's many in the world to begin with, and definitely none at Spurs. Pipes is correct. The Cups are keeping him in situ. It's certainly not his league form. United is a massive gap. Ben, I agree. I think we'll raise our performance level for the Man U game. I do. But is that keeping him in his job? I mean, we'll see, won't we? We'll see. Thomas has said, big up, Savva. I totally agree with having concerns after the Chelsea defeat. Everyone was praising him for his for playing his way, but it was never sustainable and never going to take us far. Enjoy your holiday. Thank you, Thomas. I will try and enjoy my holiday. Listen, I've said this for a year. Danny said it even when we were winning 8 and drawing 2 of our first 10. This style of football is not sustainable. It is not. Every now and then, yeah, but this guy does it come rain nor shine. And unfortunately, he's being shown up for it, isn't he? Chalks Tottenham said the Bournemouth centre-half that scored against us the other night has pace and can tackle and is young. Look, Chalks, I mean, look, I need to see more of him. I saw him play. He was at Roma, wasn't he? I believe. Was he at Roma? Am I making that? I think he was at Roma. Look, but again, we won't do that. We don't sign a youngster and put them in. The only youngster that's really gone in is a Dogi, right? And even then, it was a youngster that's got European experience. Football. You remember when you said yes, and I stand by it. God, I would take Crescencio Somerville all day long. I watched him yesterday. He can go past players, drop his shoulders, wins free kicks, proper winger. Yeah, I'm not sure why that's funny. Brennan Johnson scores some goals. He does, no doubting about it. Other than that, I think he's a terrible footballer. But yes, I'm not sure what you mean by that, Slynell, but big up to you. Thanks for coming in. Marshall said, man, you were on their knees. It would be embarrassing to lose to them. Well, look, yeah, but no, in product, hang on, Slynell, this is the thing, right? So this is where people get silly. Let's have a look, shall we, at Crescencio Somerville. Okay, shall we? Let's have a look at Somerville this year. Let's see how many games he's actually started, right? If you look at it, He's played 90 minutes once for West Ham. Once. So surely you give the guy a little bit of time to actually play more games. I thought he was excellent yesterday. Created a lot of good chances for others. I'm sorry. If anyone would rather Brennan Johnson than Somerville, I don't know what to say. I know which type of winger I want to see. We've got the only winger in the world who doesn't actually do winger-like things. But hey, each to their own. Each to their own. Cam has said even Hansi Flick playing a similar style, and they have chalks of talent compared to Spurs. Yeah, agreed. West Ham are pants. Sly Nell, are Spurs better than West Ham? I'll just leave that there for a second. Are Spurs better than West Ham? Oh, Kudus is amazing. Oh, what a footballer. What a footballer Kudus is, by the way, Simon. He will not be at West Ham next year, and somebody bigger will come along and take him. What a footballer he is. So Spurs, how much better are Spurs than West Ham, Slynell? Let me know. I like Slynell. I know he's a troll. Always comes in every now and then and does this. How much better than Spurs or West Ham? Honestly, like look at the other day. He crossed for the goal. I didn't know he was playing the rest of the 90 minutes. He does one thing a game and then we don't see him. Listen, I'll take Cunha. I'll take Kudus. I'll take Somerville, Bowen. I'll take Mbuemo, Visser. There's good players everywhere, right? Right. So when you're saying West Ham are pants, they're 2 points behind Tottenham Hotspur. 2 points. This is what makes me laugh. Let's have a look at the Premier League table, shall we? There we go. Let's have a look. Let's go down there. That's where we are these days, in the bottom there. West Ham are pants. They are 2 points below Tottenham Hotspur, and yet everyone is saying sack their manager. Our manager, though, our fans love, he's 2 points above West Ham. We've lost as many games as West Ham. Let that sink in. Everyone's saying how shit they are. Everyone's saying how shit they are. We're 2 points above them and lost as many games as them. This is why people like Slynell don't actually think and use their brain. Right. Oh, this guy. You don't rate Ange's management, Savva, but you're not in the rooms. Funny, everyone that has worked with Ange does not feel the same way. Slynell, look at the league table. There you go. That's all I need to say. By the way, I saw you in another channel the other day, absolutely slating me in another comment section. So politely, fuck off. Thank you, Ryan. You're an absolute CUNT. See you later, mate. No one wants you. No one wants you here. You're an Ange apologist. My front door's gone. Please bear with me. Yeah, sorry, guys. This Ryan Laidlaw sends me so much abuse in my chats. It's unbelievable. And I'm not having it anymore. So much abuse in my chat. He says, look at this. You don't rate Ange's management, but you're not in the room. I don't need to be in the room. Look at the pitch. Look on the pitch. This guy told me he'd change it around. Yeah? He told me, right? This guy will turn it around. Give it some time. This was about 10, 15 games ago. Look at us. We're getting worse and worse and worse. But people like Ryan don't want it. Like, look at this. Why don't you get that Chelsea game last year? Us people missed the reason. Ryan, we're real Spurs fans. Who did you support before Spurs, Ryan? We're real Spurs fans. We're real Spurs fans, Ryan. You're not. I've always said to you to come on. You always shit yourself. Let's see you come on. There you go. Let's see if this guy here, he gives it the big one all the time, but he's a pussy. I'm just going to say it. Sorry, I am pissed off. This guy comes in my chat. I see him in the Hotspur Hippies chat the other week, absolutely ripping me apart. I didn't comment. I didn't say anything. I just read it. Then he comes into my channel all the time. He doesn't understand football like the rest of the Ange fans. They don't understand football and say things like that. There you go. Big man. Big man. There it is. Big man. Grow a pair. Let's see. Let's see if this guy comes on, everyone. I bet you any money he shits himself. Any money, this loser right here shits himself. Any loser. Look at the state of this. You people, real Spurs fans, we missed the reason why Ange played 9 men on the halfway line. 8 men on the halfway line went down to 9 men. What are we doing here? What are we doing here? How do we have fans that back that? Right? He said, look, I mean, this is just baffling. Not this one. This first one was baffling. Funny, everyone that has worked with Ange does not feel the same way. Oh, hang on. People have been coming out. All the top pros and pundits have come out this week saying these tactics have to change. These tactics have to change. Right? But fans like you, look, he's gone quiet now. Look, where is he? Where is he? Anybody? Let's wait. Here you go. We'll all sit here in silence and wait for this guy. Honestly, as I've said, it's really easy behind a keyboard, but he can't come on and tell me what I'm missing. Right? This is a manager that's lost 7 league games in 15. Right? But we don't understand his tactics. Well, look, the players don't look like they understand his tactics. The players don't. The fans don't. The pundits don't. Ex-pros are all saying they don't get it. But apparently Ryan Laidlaw, who has now run away. Look, he's run away. Where is he? Ryan, where are you? He run away. Absolute pussy. Sorry, guys and girls. There are certain people, there are things that you lot wouldn't see. Every day in my chat, in my comment section afterwards, every day comes in, you don't understand, Ange. You don't. This is my favorite. The one at the moment I'm getting from people is, these people don't deserve Ange. Yeah? We don't deserve Ange. You're very right. We don't deserve this clown. Again, look, Ryan, you've shit yourself. You've shit yourself, mate. Come on. Let's come on. Come on. Let's see you. You have a lot to say in the chat, Ryan. You've been very, very wrong. You've been very wrong about this manager, Ryan. Very wrong. Everything proves it. Again, I'll show you, Ryan, because you're an idiot. I'm going to show you. Yeah. The amount of abuse you give me, I've had enough. I'm going to show you how stupid you are. Look at this. We don't understand Ange. 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 I could do this all day long. Look at these. Look at these. Look at all these shit facts about this manager. But we don't understand Ange. And I've got some idiot. I'm guessing he's Australian. No offense. I'm just guessing he's Australian because they all talk a good game. They follow this manager around the country, around the world. It's just weird. Albert, it's just this one. Where is it? Albert, it's just this one guy, right? There's this one guy. He drives me crazy. I see him, and he said some really nasty stuff about another Spurs YouTuber this morning. Hang on, I can show you. I'm going to show you, right, to prove that this guy is an absolute piece of work. Where are we? Where are we? Ryan Laidlaw, go Mark. Oh, he responded to this. You know what? I can't. I'll get blocked if I put that up. I see he was talking about Johnny. He talks about everyone, but he can't come on. He can't come on. None of them can ever come on. It's like they've got their own little cult, but when you ask any of them to come on, none of them can come on and back the man that they really, really want to back. It's absolutely ridiculous, right? It's absolutely ridiculous. So Ryan, man up, get yourself on. Come and tell me why your beloved leader has got us in the bottom half of the table and in the worst form I think I've seen for 20 years. Please come on and show me. But you don't understand Ange, Bull. You don't understand Ange. Oh, why does everybody who's worked with him think he's really good? Do they? Do they think he's really good? The Sky Sports studio on the weekend all said the same thing. Last week, Roy Keane said it. This week, yeah, Jamie Redknapp, Paul Merson, Jamie Carragher have ripped him to pieces. Jamie O'Hara's even ripped him to pieces. Hoddle, Jamie Redknapp. I don't know how many people, right? I don't know how many people needs to pull this manager's tactics apart before people like Ryan actually start supporting a football team rather than a manager. Got this. Savva, please, I'm Australian. I cannot agree with Ange and his Spurs. Teeny in my eyes. Don't lie, mate. I don't know what you mean by this, Aris. I don't have a clue what you mean by that. Well, yeah, I'm Greek, but apparently I hate Ange because he's Australian. Anyway, yeah, unfortunately, Ryan Laidlaw, everybody, is Ryan Laidlaw. We'll move on from him now, but Ryan sums up 2024, doesn't he? Can talk a great game, but I bet you if you saw him in the road or in the pub, he'd be the nicest guy to your face. He's got nothing. He's got absolutely no debate, but sits behind a keyboard. And hopefully, when Ange does leave, and he will at some point, it could be this month, this year, this decade, whenever he leaves, people like Ryan will follow him to his next club. That's all we can ask for. I agree. I don't know what Ange ball is when they talk about it. I don't have a clue. But these people say, we don't get it. We don't understand it. Cascade, absolutely. Not even a Spurs fan. Said the pundits are so confused with his tactics and not a good confused. Completely agree with you. Completely agree with you. Ben, I'll hit you up after this, mate. I just don't get it. This is my point. It feels like the worse we get, the more people double down on how bad we're getting, whilst praising the manager who's getting worse and worse and worse. In the summer, people like Ryan were telling me we're going to challenge for titles. We were going to finish second or third on 81, 84 points. Then when we're stuck in the bottom half of the table, a quarter of what are we, 15, 30? I mean, we're more than a quarter of the way through the season, aren't we? It's, but the players don't understand, Angelo. The fans, you don't understand what he's trying to do. No, I don't understand why he's trying to lose games the way he is. No, I don't get it. Just don't get it. Just don't get it. Just don't get it. Chris, Chinwag Spurs said Rangers are going to be so fired up against us due to his Celtic connection. We got no chance. Well, listen, we've got a chance, right? We've got a chance. Of course we have. Listen, we should be beating Rangers, right? But we're not in any sort of form. But how does he motivate them? Do we go to Rangers and leave ourselves wide open like we do in every other game? Do we do that? Big up Danny Reardon. Danny Reardon. I agree. I think he's the worst manager I've seen at Spurs. I think he's dreadful. I think he's absolutely dreadful. His tactics, but I would say, his tactics are shocking. I don't know where the tactics are. I've never seen anybody get ripped wide open, game in, game out like these tactics. And people go, it's not his fault. Of course it's his fault. These are his tactics. Where are we? 350 right now around. So I don't know what that means. Sorry, I don't know what that means. By the way, do keep smashing the like button. Only 151 likes. Look, as you all know, people, if people come for me in the chat, I will respond to them. I will not let people get away with lies. I will not allow it on my channel. Where are we? Yeah, absolutely, Danny. Yeah, big up, mate. Bella said, Ange has brought his success at every club. That's why he's now being found out. Well, listen, let's be fair. When you're at Celtic, you're going to win a league. Yeah? Everyone went on like, oh, my God, he revolutionised them. They're doing better this year in the Champions League than they ever did with Ange. I don't know, Stephen. I don't know. Honestly, I think this is what makes me dislike his management more than I should, is the number of fans that won't be honest about it. Vagabrusa said Ange's tactics is like the tactics in football games where they just press a button called all-out attack and somehow win. I agree. It's awful. You could say, yeah, why not? Yeah. Yeah, he's not going to sack him yet. He's not going to. Yeah? It's like, absolutely, Sinel. In the last 7 games, we've given up 140 shots at our goal. That is absolutely atrocious. Absolutely atrocious. In the last 4 or 5 games, Fraser Forster has been our man of the match because of how bad Ange's tactics are. We are so wide open. It is unbelievable. Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, at the moment, Nuno's got a better win percentage at Spurs than Ange in the Premier League. Didn't Ange's Celtic concede 7 to Liverpool? I don't know, to be honest. Stephanie, I love this. I get this every day. I listed yesterday about 15 managers. So, yes, I can name them, Stephanie. I just can't do it every day. I saw it. Yes, I saw this, Stuart. Yeah, he was spot on about Ange. He was. I don't normally agree with everything Rory Jennings said, but he was spot on. Every other fan base can see how bad we are and see how pathetic the tactics are, apart from half our own fan base, which is really interesting. And notice, everybody, that Ryan just disappeared into the night. He'll be back. He'll be back. He'll be on another channel right now, cussing me in the chat. And what happens is he'll go into a chat and go, "Oh, been on to Savva, he's a twat." Everyone in the chat then goes, Savva's a mug, Savva's a prick, Savva's Arsenal, Savva's City. Like they're all, none of them can use their own brain and think for themselves. I would love it if we can somehow snatch the Carabao Cup. Absolutely, I would love it. I just think over 2 legs, the better teams will pull us apart in 2 legs. Maybe a one-off game, yes. 2 legs, I can't see it. Hope I'm wrong. Again, I think the treatment of Jed Spence by Angepostecoglou is terrible. I agree. The 2 inverted fullbacks is just ridiculous. Listen, what I like is KB. What I dislike is they can't be honest. It doesn't matter how bad we're getting. Doesn't matter all the facts. I get behind him. So what? So what? That means it's good. Just because you get behind someone means that they're a good manager. Not for me. Aris has said, Savva, Ange has never done an apprenticeship in coaching. He was self-taught, and it's obvious his lack of knowledge in the Premier League. If he learned anything, it was from his coaches, which were ordinary. Well, look, let me bring something up. So this is what Ange said before the season started. Hi, Jim. Welcome to Jim from Australia. Big up to you. Hope you are well. I'm guessing it's quite late at night there. This is what Ange said, right, before the season. And I want to see how much of this has come true. Sorry, let's hide that. See, again, I'm so bored. He's had... I'm not even going to respond to Jim. He's trying to manage. What are we doing here? What are we doing here? He's not trying to manage. And that's the problem. He's not. His management is the worst I think I've ever seen. This is what Ange said before the season started. Where are we? I think we'll have grown a lot from last year when we gained an understanding of ourselves. When we were good, we were exciting. Had everyone talking about us. Did we? But when we had to grind, there was a space in there where we didn't cope too well with disruptions, which I think is only natural because when things are going well, it's a lot easier to stay on board with something. We had some disruptions in terms of injury, suspensions, some lack of discipline was there for sure, and we didn't cope with that. But we learned a lot through that. So I think we're a better prepared squad this year than last year. How's that going, Ange? How's that going? Again, just all, it's just crazy. It's just crazy. Thomas said, why was Conte hated for getting top 4, but Ange's love for having us 11th? Mate, I don't get it. I just don't get it. There you go. Ryan's messaged me. Ryan has messaged me, everyone. Look, I'm not kidding you. Can you see that? Ryan Laidlaw. I couldn't get all this on the live chat. No, because you bottled it. And no, I'm not up for a live debate. No, because you bottled it. You obviously arc up when someone pops up and disagrees with you. So thanks for putting my message on stage. This is my view on Ange. I honestly love someone who stands firm on their beliefs. Too many fans misinterpret this as arrogance, blah, blah, blah. They're all still learning. But Europe with this Finn squad and limited rotations is killing the sustainability. Oh God, let's block this twat. He's an idiot. Let's hide from channel. I've just blocked him. I've hidden him. Sorry, I can't deal with these lies. I can't deal with these lies. It's just, why can't they turn around and go, it's not working? He's not done well. None of these were saying after Man City about injuries. Oh, what are we doing here? What are we doing here? Big up Terry O'Shea. Said everyone says that Ange makes the decisions, but Jed Spence getting a new contract appears like a club decision, as Ange clearly doesn't play him. I have no idea what's going on at any of it, if I'm really honest. Steven Schulberg, big up, has said, see, if Ange could tweak his tactics so we weren't so open, we would probably do really well. I agree. You can't be all out gung-ho. It's just mental. I agree, Stuart. I agree. He just talks and talks and talks and talks. Right, guys, when we've had injuries, could have played Spence, doesn't. Could have played Reggie, doesn't. Could have played Gray, doesn't. Could have played Bergvall, doesn't. Could have played Lancashire, doesn't. Right, all of this, we've got injuries. He then chooses not to play any of the squad. That's on him. That's on him. I love this. Again, Alex Dunlop. Savva's echo chamber. I just challenge that last person to come on and debate. I'll challenge you as well. Come on. People like Alex Dunlop, come on. Let's see you. Alex Dunlop, ladies and gentlemen, is now going to try and do this. Right? Alex Dunlop. Let's have a look. I'm going to go to his channel. I want to see more about this channel. More. Alex Dunlop. I can't get any information on the guy. I don't know why. Said he's been around since 2008. I don't know why it's an echo chamber. I have debate shows where people can come on. I don't think he's very clever and understands what echo chamber means. Bless him, poor lad. We all love winning, of course, but how can you forget, Savva, what Ange walked into? I can't do it. Go away, Jim. It's so embarrassing now. Harry Kane left this club 18 months ago. No club in the Premier League has a Harry Kane. Go away. Stop with this. Exactly. Why has he not played Archie Gray at all in the midfield? I just can't do it. I just don't get it, if we're going to be brutally honest. Oh, he won't, Kate, he won't. They never do. People like this never do. The fact the players believe in Ange. Said who? Romero? The fact that one player said it? Come on. Yeah, look, Ivan Toney left Brentford. They've got better. I love this. Let me ask you all in the chat. Oh, what time is my parcel due to be delivered? Come on, what time due to be delivered? How many years are we going to use this Harry Kane nonsense as an excuse? Who has Harry Kane in their squad? Bayern Munich, no one else. I don't get all this. I just don't get all this. Oh, but he came into a club without Kane. So what? Harry Redknapp never had Harry Kane. Martin Jol never had a Harry Kane. One day Ramos won a trophy without Harry Kane. Always. But these people that troll can never come on. It's brilliant. Solanke's left Bournemouth. They're doing better. This is what makes you laugh, isn't it? Clubs lose their... Fulham have lost Mitrovic and Paulinho in the last year or so. Last year and a half, 2 years. They're doing better. But with Spurs, it's, Harry Kane left. Right? And we've spent 400 million since Harry Kane left. And that we decided that Solanke was the answer. Oh, my God. Honestly, KB, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say anymore. Our fan base is hilarious, honestly. We want to talk a good game, but the excuses. Dominic, Chelsea lost Eden Hazard. Yep. Liverpool at some point will lose Mo Salah. Yep. This is what happens. Players leave. Everton sold Wayne. Listen, players leave football clubs. But we're going to talk about Harry Kane in every single conversation. Oh, my God, it's so boring. Spurs lost Glenn Hoddle once. Jim, please come on and tell me how he's rebuilding a squad. Everyone's had injuries, Jim. Stop. Everyone's had injuries. Please go and watch a nicer channel. It's just getting silly. It's getting silly. Exactly. Right. Absolutely. Salary's 32. He can't play further. Why is it a dumb comment? Why is that a dumb comment? Sorry, Liverpool FC, please. I don't care. I don't support Arsenal. I don't support Arsenal. Why do I care what they want with Arteta? I'm a Tottenham fan. Um, Liverpool FC, explain what you mean. Why is it a dumb comment? What I said about Salah will leave Liverpool at some point. Why is that dumb? Oh my God. Absolutely. Brighton's, yeah, absolutely. Every year they sell their best players. Are you talking about my comment when I said he will leave Liverpool? Why is that dumb? Please explain. You're not explaining in the chat. You're giving short, sharp answers. Why? Why is that dumb? Oh, mate, honestly, Chinwag, honestly, I feel like we've got a real sensible group and then a lot of people that just say some really strange stuff. And they're always wrong. If you notice, the people like Ryan Laidlaw or the people like Alex Dunlop, they're always wrong with all their opinions, but they still come on. Last year, I said fifth all season and I was told I was negative. We finished fifth and still I was called negative. And still I was called negative, even though I got it spot on. Absolutely brilliant in my chat at times. I live for this. By the way, there's nearly 400 in it, only 171 likes. And if you haven't subscribed, please do subscribe. Oh, it's my brother. Oh, Brian. Brian, come on and give me some sanity. Please, come on and give me some sanity. Good morning, everyone in the chat. And my brother, Savva. Hope everyone is well. The pressure is building on the board and the ownership. I'm not even going there today, Brian. Are you working? If not, I'll speak to you afterwards. Let's chat afterwards, Brian. Big up to you. I after the 4-1 loss to Chelsea, I became very wary of Ange because of how dumb his tactics were in that game. Then afterwards, I started to realise he's not very good. Proximo, please stop. I've done this a million times. Stop. If we sack Ange, we can have a manager that realises you don't leave yourself wide open every game. Proximo, you don't understand tactics, do you? You really, really don't understand tactics. Hang on, let's get Brian. I'll bring you on. I don't want a whole Levy out thing though. I'll bring you on. Let me send this to Brian Daigle. I can't do a whole Levy out stream. I'm tired. Where are we? Invite guests, copy. There we go. What's your name? It's Brian Daigle. Brian Daigle. I'm just so bored of if you sack Ange, what happens? Well, we get a manager that won't play everybody gung-ho, might actually have midfielders in midfield. Look how Jamie Carragher pulled apart our tactics. Pulled them apart. Always open, always, and yet people can't see it. Oh, I will be soon. Absolutely. How about a manager that can affect a game during play or play people in their actual position? Amen. I'm on a shop in Sainsbury's. This is making me smile. Honestly, I live for this. Chinwag, yeah, can't have common sense. How about a manager that doesn't tell people we're going to keep doing what we're doing when we're losing games regularly? Why should we change our style? Oh, I don't know, Ange, because we've won 1 in 7 and we're bottom half of the table. They will back him through thick and thin. He could get us relegated. They will still think he's a good manager. Completely. I agree with you. We should be finishing well above Bournemouth with our squad, if we're brutally honest. Yeah. Well, we sacked Nuno. Yeah, absolutely. Oh, my God. Absolutely. Completely agree with you. Oh, my gosh, people. It's so funny. Chris, is funny, though, at times, isn't it? Listen, we've got to make a bit of spice, haven't we? No, Proximo, they wouldn't come out against him. If the manager was as good as you say, they'd play for him, wouldn't they? And we wouldn't be bottom half. It's really simple. And again, this is for Proximo, everyone. I'm going to show this again. This is for Proximo. This is how good your manager is. There we go. Tottenham, 11th. The manager's shit. Brian Daigle.
Good morning, brother. How are you and everyone in the chat?
I'm having a right laugh this morning. A mixture of stress, relaxation, and general Spursiness. How are you, mate?
Well, put it this way, mate. It is now 6:23 a.m. We had a massive internet outage at 11 o'clock, so I couldn't watch anything and struggled to sleep. Woke up as you do at 5:30. Thought I'd turn on and saw you on and saw you at the wars. So I thought, you know what? Let's see if brother needs some light-hearted help.
Yes.
And some sanity. So I thought I'd pop on and see how you're doing.
I'm good. So other than the outage and the fact that you're up at 6:30 in the morning, Brian, big few weeks coming up for Tottenham Hotspur. Rangers in a cup, United in a cup, Southampton, who are bottom of the league and lost 12 games.
Yeah.
Big weeks, some big games coming up, mate.
Mate, I hate to say, for whatever reason there is, why is it always big weeks for Tottenham? Whether it's for good or for bad, it's always the next few weeks are big. Whether it's the high times, the bad times, the rough times, the pretty times. We're in a massive rut right now. There's no other way of looking at it. No matter where you feel or where you stand on anything to do with this football club, anything.
Yeah.
It's just tis the season. Is there
it's never that, Brian. It's never, Spurs are, look, let's be fair. All I want from this club is that we go, okay, over the last 2 months, we've played 15 games of football. We've won 10, drawn 3, lost 2. Do you know what I mean? Like we've got a little bit of stability. At the moment, though, everyone's at each other's throats about Levy. Everyone's at each other's throats about the manager.
Yep.
Now everyone's at each other's throats about Romero. Romero's a god. Romero's shit. Everyone's at each other's throats about Johan Lang. Everyone's at each other's throats about Spurs YouTubers. Listen, Brian, half of me doesn't think we should ever win league titles because I don't know what we talk about. Do you know what I mean? I don't know what we row about.
We just all wrap up. We just be like, right, job's done.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do. Listen, this club, obviously, you don't want to talk about a subject all the time, which I'm fine with. But we will. But I know what you meant.
Yeah, of course.
I know what you said. But what I will say with the manager, and as you know, you and I have wildly differed on our opinions of the manager. I'm still not where you are. I'm still not where you are as vehemently. But after the Chelsea game, as I said on We Are Tottenham TV, you have to start looking at things. This is a result-based business.
Yep.
That at the end of the day, whether you like someone, love someone,
agreed.
You could be in a job and have the most incredible member of staff, and if you're a sales manager and they're not making sales, they're gone. I'm still not where you are yet, but the way I've described it is, you know, when you climb to the top of the diving board, like the highest diving board, and you look over and you think you're the big man, and you look over and you go, I'm a bit scared there. I'm literally peering over the top of the diving board, deciding whether I jump or not. As you said, it's going back to the start of it. It's big weeks. Listen, Rangers is massive, but Rangers isn't massive, I think, for his job. I think it's just massive. They're going there for a fight. It's where the Spurs will fight.
Yeah.
That's the big criticism. I like the Bournemouth where you and I also went on. We are. There's no fight. Savva, I'm doing on Twitter at the moment for the season, a pre-Levy advent calendar. And I'm saying players you'd have sign or play that you loved right now if before Levy's tenure.
Yeah.
And I'll give you where I've got to so far. I've got Eric Torsfet in goal. And you had to see them play. You had to see them play. So I can't say Pat Jennings. Eric Torsfet, what a wonderful keeper, and obviously a man with skill that would bleed for the badge. I've gone right back Stephen Carr.
Yep.
Left back, I went. Who's I go left back?
So hang on, what's this 11 for?
Pre-Daniel Levy and Enoch, the kind of players you'd have in your team right now.
All right. Okay.
So left back, left back, just for a bit of fight, because this man would fight. Pat Van Hal.
Yeah. Oh, Big Pat. Yeah. What a hard bastard he was.
Mate,
Yeah.
not only that, I've got him next to Neil Ruddock. Could you imagine Neil Ruddock and Pat? Mate, we'd end up with 7 players because 2 of them, they'd be sent off and they'd probably punch 2 of our players off.
But there'd be none of these wide open hole gaps at the back if we had people like Pat Van Stephen Carr and Neil Ruddock.
So the other centre-back, Gary Mabbott.
Yeah,
because I've got to go. And so far we've done right wing and the 2 centre mids, and I've gone Anderton, Gaza, Jika Popescu. Now, I mean, there's some fighters in there. There's some crafty players in there. There are some leaders in that team.
When you get to the left winger, if the initials do not begin with D and G, we're going to fall out.
Yeah, for me, the only person that's rivaling it, and I love this player so much, it begins with C and W.
Oh, listen, I'd find a way to get them both in, mate.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. You have to do 4-4-2 as well, because that was the formation back in the day.
Yeah, I mean, Oh, listen, I'd put Chrissy Waddle on the right and let him just drop his shot. Do you know what?
Yeah, I can't drop Anderton. I loved Anderton.
Chris Waddle, that man, he did what is now a dying art. To be fair, Ginola did this as well. Their ability to drop the shoulder and feint past the player. It's kind of a dying art for wingers now.
Oh, big time.
And you know, look, I mean, very different players, Ginola and Waddle, but God, what players we had. We had some breathtaking footballers back in the day. And now everyone wants me to get excited over, no effect, like Kulu and Bentancur and Romero, and they're okay, but, you know, just,
Well, like I said, that midfield 2 of Gaza and Jika Popescu would do a lot better than our midfield 3 right now.
Sorry, would do
just Gaza. Just Gaza.
Yeah. Jika Popescu, for me, what a footballer he was. It's a shame we only had him for a year. Him and Gaza together would be powerful, skillful, real men, driving forward, goals, defensive work. Oh, yeah. Oh, mate.
But
I miss it. I miss those days.
You know what? Obviously, we know certain apps can be vile and toxic for whatever reason, and not just Spurs. I mean, in life in general, we all know what's going on with Spurs channels, chats, whatever. How nice is it when you can have a bit of nostalgia just to take away and go, like, do you know what? These players in these days, like you said, could you imagine Anderton and Ginola, or Anderton and Waddle, or just these players that we get to talk about? And you've got to remember, back in the day, we won a cup every decade or maybe 2. But one thing you always knew is when they walked on that pitch, they gave everything for the team. I've been mentioning people like Colin Calderwood, mate, who was not the greatest player, but he would give 150%, and you'd know every time he walked off that football pitch, he gave everything he bloody could.
People like Gordon Jury, Jukebox Jury. Do you know what I mean? Like, look, I mean, let's sum it up, right? In the 98-99 season, which is when we won the League Cup, right? We weren't an amazing team.
Nope.
Right? But you know what? We had Ginola. And I remember I had a season ticket for years, but sitting in the stands, and it was almost at the time, it was, okay, we know we're a mid-table club. I think we finished 11th that season, if I'm not wrong. Let's have a look. We finished 11th that season. And I just remember coming away from games going, God, you see some of the things Ginola did today with the ball. Like, I don't come away from any game at Spurs now going, God, did you see what he... I just don't, Brian. And yes, we've got more consistent as a club in terms of league positions and stuff like that. But for me, some of the magic has left Tottenham Hotspur, Brian.
Listen, one of the things I loved about Ginola, and you probably saw it because you would have had a season ticket, and I didn't have my season ticket. No, I didn't have my season ticket then. Yes, I did. Jesus Christ. But I remember times when we were in defence, and Ginola just used to stay halfway up the pitch. Well, there's one time I saw him sitting on the advertising hoardings just for a joke, because literally they were said, when we have the ball, sorry, when we don't have the ball, Ginola just stay up there.
Yeah.
Your defensive response. We all knew he couldn't defend, but we all knew what he could do if you give him the ball. But one of the things I've mentioned, and it's very, very hard. I don't know. I know you have fans from a lot of other football teams in this chat. I've said this before. I don't see one player at this football pitch right now, and I can't remember the last one seriously, that when they got the ball at their feet, like a Ginola, like a Gaza, like a Bauer van der Vaart, you know, that pause of breath, that anticipation that magic was about to happen, that you're about to see something, whether it be a take on two players or a run and I cannot remember, and I'm being serious. I can't remember the last time we had a maverick, like a proper maverick, that when he got the ball, you're like, oh my God, hold on to your seats, hold on, because you might see something genuinely exquisite and out of the blue magical. I can't remember, seriously. Savva, this isn't a stab at, I can't remember the way football's kind of evolved. I can't remember the last maverick we had.
I mean, I suppose the last maverick you would say would be Bale.
Yeah, I could go with that. I could definitely go with that.
He was a different type of maverick, because I think Bale was a little bit more with the pace, the power, the directness. He had brilliant footwork. But Mavericks like Waddle, Ginola, Gaza, Berbatov.
That was a great shout.
We don't find them anymore. Do you know what? On a lesser scale, and by the way, a very much lesser scale, Brian, that's why I'd love Spurs to go and get someone like Mohamed Kudus from West Ham. Whenever he gets the ball, he wants to jink. You know, he gets that ball and he wants to jink left, jink right, run at players. We miss that massively. We've got Son that has got older. We've got Johnson that's not his game. Kulu, good player, but again, it's not that mesmerizing footwork and drifting past players. You're right. You're absolutely right, mate. And I think we've lost that. We've lost that. It's that romantic nature of football. Oh. It's what Eden Hazard did at Chelsea.
Yep.
They'd give him the ball. And nowadays people go, oh, he doesn't track back. You'd give Eden Hazard the ball knowing that boy could wander through 4 or 5 tackles and put the ball in the top corner. And you know that everyone would just get up and you had Ryan Giggs that did it for decades, for 2 decades at Man United. Zola, Cantona's.
Oh, mate.
Where are these footballers now? I don't see any of them in world football. Where are they?
See, there's a lot of people that said that and I'm actually impressed, because it hadn't been mentioned. I don't think I've seen it once in your chat. A lot of people automatically, when I try and put that question across, just have the conversation, a lot of people say Harry Kane. And I'm like, listen, Harry Kane's the greatest goal scorer we've ever seen. But it wasn't like when a Paul Gascoigne, a Berbatov, a Van der Vaart, a Ginola got on the ball. You knew either he was going to an incredible pass was on the way, or a goal. But there was no, oh my God, he's going to take 3 players on and drop the shoulder and nutmeg someone. And don't get me wrong, Harry Kane's I think Harry Kane, when it comes to what he did passing wise, I think since Glenn Hoddle, there's only been Tom Huddleston and him that have had the passing range.
And Modric.
Modric. Yeah, let's put Modric in there.
Yeah, but you're right. If you look at all the midfielders we buy now, like even look at Carrick. Like for me, as I've always said, Carrick, the most underrated Premier League footballer of all time, in my humble opinion.
Yeah,
Michael Carrick went to Man United during a decade where they won Champions Leagues, Premier Leagues galore, FA Cups, League Cups. He started in centre mid with Paul Scholes, and since Carrick left Man United, they've never really replaced that.
Yep.
Midfielders like that now, we don't find any of them. Look, Moussa Dembele was a top footballer, very different to those types of players. He was a bit more of with the ball, he'd glide past players and he was strong.
Yeah.
But where's the guy that sits there and says, I run the game?
Yeah.
Where's the guy that, you know, Brian, that guy that it doesn't matter how congested a football pitch is, always finds 5 yards of space to receive the ball. Where is that guy? And this is why when people go Papa Sarr, Suma, Bentancur, these are decent midfielders. I'm not knocking them. They're decent,
Yep.
but none of them where I go, you have to start every game and you run it. I just, where's the Rodris? Even a Declan Rice. Like, I'm not saying he's on those levels we said, but where's our one? Why have we not scouted anyone at this level?
This is what we this is where Spurs need to improve. Who's the person that said that about Mbappe? I honestly, he's blessed with pace. He's been in the French league. He's gone to Madrid. I haven't really seen a lot of him. I don't listen. He's a very, very good player. I agree with Stuart. I know Mbappe is a very good player, but I think he's made way too big a deal of. Now, granted, I don't get to see as much football, European and whatever, as I used to. Yes, he is a very good player and he would go into any team. But I don't think if you put him in these days that we're talking and say, yeah, wouldn't Mbappe... Listen, I don't know if you've got any Liverpool fans in here. My favourite Premier League striker outside of Tottenham, and listen, barring Henry, I was obsessed with Robbie Fowler. Obsessed. Like, literally... When people talk about a striker back in the day that I wish we would have had, Fowler in his prime at Liverpool, I rated higher than Shearer. I loved Robbie Fowler. But that's just a personal... I love Robbie Fowler. Honestly.
Robbie Fowler is what's gone out of football now. Robbie Fowler is a predator in the box. Yeah. He is a... If Robbie Fowler had a chance, that ball is nestling in the back of the net. Yeah. And nowadays... nowadays, that's not liked.
No.
Brian, look at Erling Haaland. Erling Haaland scores 50, 60 goals a season across all competitions, club and country. And people go, yeah, but he's not great outside the box. He scores 50, 60 goals a season.
Yeah.
What are we doing here? There should be no discussion. Is he one of the greatest strikers in the world? Yes. He scores goals for fun.
Yeah.
But Robbie Fowler was, Liverpool for a period, they bought through Fowler, McManaman, Carragher, Gerrard, Owen, Danny Murphy was a really good player. And I think he came through at Crew. I want to say Crew.
It was Crew.
Crew, wasn't it? Under
Dario
Gradi. Yeah, wow. But those days have gone. The days of you've got a really good 18-year-old in the youth team. Let's stick him in. All right, mate. All right. Calm down. It's all right. The pug's having a sneezing fit.
Yeah, I've got the Panther just going crazy.
Can you hold for 1 second? I've got to sort
it out. Of course I can. Let's you do what you're doing. Let's just have a look. So this is the thing, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, I don't know if I said it, but I hope you're all having a wonderful, Tuesday morning, after wherever you are in the world. These Maverick players. I don't know if people have been playing along with my advent calendar on Twitter or follow me on Twitter, but that's what I would pick up the Panther, mate. But it's huge. The Chewy is getting huge. I'd love to know other people's. Please, if you follow me on Twitter, get involved in the advent calendar. Mate, those players. It's so good to reminisce about these players. Chewy, come here.
Can I just ask a question? Can you all hear him? All right, we'll go quiet for a second.
If you, mate, you should have literally hidden your face behind him and started speaking like the Men in Black. It would have been the Men in Black. It would have been the Men in Black.
He's my babe. They are the most beautiful, ugly dogs in the world. And do you know what? This boy is never more than. Hello, what's wrong, mate? You just woken up. Oh, bless. It's a tough life. He sleeps about 18 hours a day.
I have to say as well, Savva, quickly, you mentioned the dog. It's the first time I've been on the channel with you since I've seen your light thing. I've seen you streaming, obviously. I just haven't been on with you. They've done a very good job, haven't they?
Yeah, it's all right. Yeah. This was, if anyone wants to get anything like this, it's really easy to get done as well. Via Amazon, actually. It was really easy to get done.
It's really good.
I was a bit worried. When I did it, you're thinking, I don't know how it's going to come. And the funny thing is, on the screen, it looks yellow, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Right. So here, actually, in the room with me, it's orange.
It's like that Hyperglow T-shirt we used to wear in the 90s.
Yes.
It gets hotter.
And this is actually the lowest it goes. If I turn it up, it almost goes like you can't see the thing. But you can also have it flashing colours. But this is my brand, right? This is my brand.
There you go.
Look, back to the football conversation.
Yeah, let's go back.
For me, I think that we've come away. Spurs definitely have come away from that. Like if I look at Liverpool,
One second, just gotta let the cat out.
no, you're right. Even if I look at Liverpool, for example, they've tried with people like Luis Diaz who have got that bit about them, drop the shoulder, get the ball, run at players. I just feel like we've not signed that. I feel like we go for very safe options. Like when I look at Brennan Johnson, Dominic Solanke, when I look at Oda, a lot of these players, it's like, okay, yeah, you're not terrible players, but there's nothing there. Look, Brian, I'll put it like this. When did Spurs last sign a player where everyone went, oh, like, and I don't mean we all went, oh, that's a good signing. I mean, the last time we went, I cannot wait to see him make his Spurs debut.
Oh, do you know what that is? Yeah, do you know what? I think I'm being serious. I think Sam Smith now is the first person that's come in. I can't think of anyone. See, Sam Smith and then Jamie. These are the two I always say: Jurgen Klinsmann and Rafa van der Vaart. But obviously, Rafa van der Vaart is a lot closer. My boy Dan G's agreeing as well. Lee Richards as well, mate. You're going to get a lot of people say Van der Vaart and Klinsmann. And you know what? You can't even put Berbatov in that because no one, unless you really watch the Bundesliga. And
I knew he was good.
Or Bulgarian football, let's face it.
Yeah. We knew he was good, but we also can't. Listen, there's a difference between when we signed Jurgen Klinsmann. Jurgen Klinsmann was world-class Jurgen Klinsmann who'd been there, seen it, done it, won World Cups, right? And you went, wow. Berbatov was, this guy could be special.
Yep.
And there's excitement, but not the finished article. Now, Berbatov turned out to be, for me, one of the best first touches I've ever seen in football, Berbatov. He was insane.
Agree. Oh, mate, he was
insane.
I remember it was after the goal he scored against Wigan when he nutmegged the player on the edge of the box, then curled it into the top corner, and then he exploded. Ginola just not Ginola, sorry, I mean Klinsmann, my God.
You think about it, right? That for me, when we signed Ginola, I was like, wow, how have Newcastle let this guy wow, this
2
guy
million. 2 million.
I remember, I mean, I was a lot younger and I was like, oh my God. I remember, what age was I? Where was I? I was at school when this happened. So we signed Ginola in
97 or 98? 97, I think,
97. So I was what, 97? I would have been
18.
maybe the last 2 years of school for me. And I did, mate, my friends hated me, Brian. I was like, Ginola. Like, who would get in this 11? Ginola. He's not that good. Ginola's amazing. Ginola's the god. And when we signed Ginola, I just remember going, wow. When we signed Klinsmann, obviously that was a few years earlier. And I found out via teletext, right? I found out during the day via teletext. And then it was on the 2-minute sports segment on the 6 o'clock news on BBC, right? And I remember they showed a picture of Alan Sugar on his boat.
Yep.
And it wasn't one of these big cruise liners like you see with Jerry Jones and all these people. And I remember being like, we've signed Jurgen Klinsmann. Then it was like, oh my God, 3 years later, we signed Ginola. Then Van der Vaart came very luckily, a last kind of deadline day deal, which gave Levy the headline of Levy time.
Yeah.
Since then, I don't think I've ever been excited.
Albert has brought another one in. Albert has brought another one in, but it's because I loved him as a player. Edgar Davids.
Oh,
different player. Not you Maverick was saying, but I was living in Israel at the time, and that's when Nokia 3210s were the thing, where you could change the front and the back of the screen and play Snake. What a world we lived in,
mate!
And he called me to say we've got Edgar. I was like,
a simpler time, playing Snake on the way to work or college or whatever it was. You know, everybody's sitting there on their Nokia playing Snake. Oh, good times. But I mean, now, like, look, like they've just put up the FIFA Pro World's Men 11, right?
Yep.
And when I look down this list, there's some good players like Edison, Carvajal, Van Dijk, Rudiger, De Bruyne, Cruz, Rodri, Bellingham, Mbappe, Haaland, Vinicius Jr. If I take that as an 11 and look at football a decade ago and look at the 11s you could have put out, or 2 decades ago, 3 decades, it's gone. Don't get me wrong. Rodri, for me, could get into any team in any era in the world because he's that good.
Yep.
De Bruyne on his day, Van Dijk on his day. But like, for me, players like Bellingham, good player, but back in the day would never have been considered special. He wouldn't, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Football's just changed massively.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's what see. This is the thing. Football evolves, doesn't it? It evolves from our parents' age, our grandparents' age, or whatever. Mate, I even go sooner. You look at the life of a goalkeeper. When we signed Hugo Lloris, goalkeepers were sweeper keepers, and we had the best of the best for sweeper keepers. And then, due to the evolution, it became goalkeepers that played out from the back and had to be good with their feet.
Yeah.
That was just in Hugo Lloris's span, not like a generation or something. Football now is always evolving. And do you know what, the Maverick player, yes, there's leagues that have a fair few in them, but I think it's because of the formation and one up top and whatever, it's a dying art. We talk about sliding tackle being a dying art, or wingers like Waddle that got to the byline and whipped the ball in. I think there's certain players, or certain types of players, should we say, that aren't for every team in today's formation, because back then it was 4-4-2, 4-4-2, 4 all across the board, wasn't it? And you had to have that Maverick to separate you.
Yeah. Look, I completely agree with you. Look, I think the world's gone mad. Every time a player is touched now, fans want a red card. Yeah. Like, it's what happened to that's a foul, free kick, go on. Now it's yellow, second yellow, red. Like, for me, look, like at the weekend, Caicedo's tackle, Kulu's elbow. Back in the day, these things wouldn't have been yellow cards.
Wouldn't be a foul.
Back in the day, you just get the ref would go yellow. I'm sorry, foul, play on, right? Now it's red card, should have been a red. He should have been off. It's turned into a game for wimps. Yeah. No one wants to tackle anymore. Every time a keeper comes out through the crowd and takes everyone out, foul. Back in the day, I wanted big Eric Torsvek coming through the crowd and punching through everyone. Yeah. Big Neville Southall. I wanted Grobbelaar flying over everyone, It's just really soft. By the way, James Flower, where's my man, James Flower? So, Savva, I disagree. Modric, Iniesta. I mean, first of all, Iniesta and Rodri, very different footballers, played in very different positions. Xavi, again, didn't do the number 6 like Rodri. Modric is closer to Rodri, but I mean, there's not just one player that can play for every team, right? I mean, when you're saying you disagree, I just said that there's Rodri for me could play in any team in any era. I didn't say that he was the greatest player I'd ever seen. At the moment, he's the best player in the world for me by a country mile. Just my opinion. But mate, it's just gone, isn't it? It's absolutely Ben, absolutely. Yes, there's the comparison. Look, it's a dying art now in football. It's a dying art. Players that are cool, calm, composed on the ball. And when you do get a player like that, people want them to run around like a headless chicken.
Yep.
And I'll use an example. I watch a player now. I'll use an example now that I watch Juventus play and I watch Locatelli play. And Locatelli is a little bit of a throwback. He's not blessed with pace.
Yep.
He doesn't tear around the pitch. But every single time I see Juventus play, Locatelli is always in space. He'll take the ball off the back four. He'll collect the ball off the midfielders. and he always wants it. He can speed it up, slow it down. He can play a 5-yard pass. He can play a 20-yard pass. Players like that now, fans are forgetting their worth because they don't run around like headless chickens, Brian. And I think every team needs one.
Oh, mate, you like we said, you need that Maverick, and you do need that. You do need that. Oh, what a player he was! What a player he was, mate. I think you need them. I think you need them. I'll be honest. I don't know what people. I actually prefer football when it was 4-4-2. Yes, it was all about everyone matched up the same, but then it was like, right, you've got to find a way to win. Now it's like, yeah, we'll flood the midfield because they're playing 3 at the back or 4. Yes, it's tactical, and I understand that part. But 4-4-2, there were 2 teams that are doing the same thing, and you had to find a way to break it down. And I don't know if you're like this, Savva, I miss the up-top partnerships. And you can talk Tottenham, you look at it, Crooks and Archibald, you can Klinsmann and Sheringham. You can go back to, you probably go a bit sooner. Berbatov and Keane. You go from other teams, Fowler and Collymore, Fowler and Owen. In fact, I loved a top 2. Shearer and Sutton. Cole and Cantona, Sheringham and the Manchester United 4 that won the leagues. I loved them. I fucking loved them.
Steve, how did you get the link?
Wasn't me.
Steve. Has he just joined and then put himself on mute? Yeah, look, I agree. I mean, the kind of big man, little man thing. I mean, do you know what? I went to in 1990. Oh, Savva, get there quicker. 99. In 99, I went to. Oh, someone's going to tell me I'm a year out. I went to the playoff final between Charlton Athletic, right, and Sunderland.
Oh my God!
And the Quinn Phillips combination was brilliant. It was brilliant to watch. And I mean, Clive Mendonca stole the show that day with a hat trick.
Mendonca, what a block! Look at those names.
But back in the day, if you look at it, look through the Premier League era: Sutton and Shearer, Hasselbank and Gudjonsson,
York and Cole.
York and Cole, right? Sheringham and Klinsmann.
I loved Hasselbank. What a player.
Right. Crouch and Defoe, even if we want to go down to that level.
So badly.
Newcastle, and up front, didn't they have Shearer and Ferdinand? Shearer and Beardsley.
Shearer and Ferdinand at Newcastle before Ferdinand came to us. I miss a front 2. I wonder if your chat do.
Mate, guys and girls, who would like to see? Oh yeah, I did put the link in the chat, didn't I? Yeah, that was about an hour ago, wasn't it? Yeah. Who? Oh,
mate, do you know what? I'm going to stand up. I agree. Listen, Keane was a very, very good player, but I think Berbatov made him, like other players come in and make that player better. I don't think Keane was the same player without Berbatov.
It wasn't that. It was, listen, I listen, all I'm going to put out there straight away, I would give my right testicle and my left one actually to have Defoe and Keane back in this squad right now. When I look at our best striker being Dominic Solanke compared to those types of players, you see how far we've fallen, right? Keane, for me, again, Keane was capable of those moments in a game where you went, oh. And Defoe, for me, does what forwards nowadays can't do. Get the ball, shift it 1 yard, boom. Do you know what I mean? Defoe had that. I just don't, again, look, we'll look at some people like Angel and Vassell. I mean, even Darius Vassell had a good little career, didn't he? Ravanelli, Shearer and Bellamy.
That was the
Shearer Sutton, Tony Yeboah.
Mate, those volleys.
Steve, you keep trying to come in. By the way, I am ending the show in 3 minutes. I've got to go out. But Steve, join me tonight. Your audio's not working, mate. By the way, both Klinsmann and Shearer said that the best strike partner they'd ever had was Teddy Sheringham. Now think about the strikers that Shearer and Sheringham played with. Shearer and Klinsmann played with for club and country. Klinsmann would have played with people like Rudy Voller.
Ronnie has put it perfectly about Keenan Defoe. But you know what? We're talking about England partnerships there. Savva, you're the same age as me, give or take a year. So my favourite England midfield pairing of all time was Gazza and Ince.
Oh, I loved it.
What was there a more complete, did everything that you'd need from a centre midfield? You look at those pairings, I don't think in my lifetime you can beat Gazza and Ince. Can you imagine that? What's the midfield that was?
Loved it. Yeah, listen, you had everything in that. The passing, the skill, the driving, the hard work, the tackling, the heading. Big up. Yeah, absolutely, Maz. Yeah. Canute, a very good footballer. And he scored, if everyone remembers that, I want to say against Everton. Yeah. Oh, brought it down.
Just Canute. That volley.
Very good plan. And then that's what I mean. When I look at the forwards now, I'm like,
mate, you got to remember, I think at that time it would have been Nigel Martin in goal for Everton, and what a keeper he was.
Nigel Martin. Steve, you keep coming in, mate. I'm ending the show in 1 minute. I'm ending the show. Mate. I'm ending the show. I'll WhatsApp you. Look, Brian, let me quickly do this. Donna Cullen. Don't you become a YouTube member every week, Donna Cullen? Whoever you are, one day I want you to show your face. One day I want you to show your face. Thank you for becoming a member, but I'd like you to show your face. I had no idea what this means. Wait till we say Wagwan to kid from Gang One.
That's the Korean guy coming over.
Okay, Wagwan is what the Rude Boys say, right? Like Wagwan.
Yeah.
I'm not cool enough for all that, Brian. I'm too old.
Neither am I. It makes me laugh thinking Donna's actually saying that. Can you imagine Donna Cullen going up to Levy at Hotspur Way, go, Wagwan, Levy?
Wagwan, yeah.
Wagwan. Mate, just that puts it in my head and it makes me smile like it. Could you imagine?
Yeah. Just quickly before we go, Jason Mills, big up. Jason Mills, very generous super chat. Said we need a Richard Goff. I tell you what, they don't make centre arse like Richard Goff anymore. And if they did, the fans nowadays will go, but can he bring the ball out and beat three players? I'll tell you what he can do. He can stop the ball going in the net.
I will say, the one season he had was the season up until we beat Coventry in the league, lost the FA Cup. So it's just very, very... the FA Cup in 87 was when I really started watching Spurs religiously. The amount of people in the advent calendar that mentioned Richard Goff, and he was only here for 1 year, spoke volumes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. Listen, Jason, thank you so much for that. I really appreciate you. I appreciate everyone who's been in the show today. We have also now gone to, we are 300 and, how many away from 15K? 391. We're slowly getting there, Daigle. We're trickling along. Ronnie said Teddy was my favourite one. I still have pony long sleeve. The pony shirts. Who remembers them?
Pony and Hewlett Packard, a match made in heaven.
Absolutely. Steve McManaman, very good footballer. And I'll tell you what, was one of the first guys who went out to another country.
Yep.
Didn't he score a goal in a Champions League final?
He ran that Champions League final.
Yeah, he was. Yeah,
I remember that. If I remember.
Wagwan means what's going on. Thank you. I know what it means. I'm just not cool. But by the way, if at my age I walked up to someone and went Wagwan, I would expect them to punch me in the face.
Yeah.
Steve.
He's changed his profile. He's changed his logo.
Steve, we're ending the show. I don't know why he keeps trying to come on. We're ending the show, Steve. Guys, girls, Brian, thanks for jumping on.
My pleasure, brother.
That last half an hour there, really good chat. I do miss it. By the way, it's like I was speaking to Jacob the other day, and Jacob was saying to me, look, hasn't supported Spurs as long. And he was like, look, Savva, he was like, you always talk about Ginola, what's he like? And I said to him, look, I'm going to send you some videos. And he came back and he was like, wow, we haven't got anything like that now. And I was like, no, no, we haven't. And that's why when people talk to me about the Suns and the Kulus, and I'm like, yeah, but if you had watched Ginola play. Anyway, Brian, it's been a pleasure.
Been a pleasure.
Go and enjoy your day.
I shall do.
I'll WhatsApp you, Brian, about what I've got to go and do in a minute. But take care, everyone. Guys, we'll be back tonight. I'm going to be joined by Ben Kaufman. Brian is welcome to join as well. But Ben Kaufman, Nick's going to join us. Maybe Strasbourg Steve. is going to join us. Let me just see if I can
I'll
transfer.
be working. I'll be working,
you
buddy.
will be. I always forget the time. I'm just going to see if I can transfer people to, I think Perchy's live, is he? Let's have a look. Tuesday morning, customization, redirect. Where is he? What's his name? Perchy.
Whilst you're doing that, I will just say to people, a lot of people have been asking about when Tottenham on tour are coming back. I will let people know in your chat very, 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 very shortly.
Yeah, so we're all waiting for it.
We are coming back.
We want you back in the same week that Ange gets sacked. Guys, girls, I'm going to leave it there. Everybody, take care. Join me tonight, 7:15, 7:30, all the Champions League scores, Championship scores. Much love. Please go and subscribe to Tottenham on Tour. And please, when you get over to Perchy's channel, just type in Savva Raid to show the love. Guys, girls, much love. And as always, leave it out. And come on, you Spurs. Oh, hang on. No, sorry. I thought it was another super chat. Take care, everyone.